Hi, welcome to Westbrook Restorations again. We're doing a historic siding restoration here in Seattle, so come on in and let's show you some of the details. Okay, so here we've taken a few pieces off, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to only be able to take off a few at a time and then put in our new, because you can see that they have this blown-in insulation in the wall cavities already. If we take this whole side off, all this insulation is going to fall out, so we want to leave it there. The other interesting thing is this siding is nailed directly to the studs, just like they did back in 1909. That's what how they did this. And we're going to match this same procedure by doing a few at a time. So I'll show you some of the new pieces that we've had custom milled. As you can see, we also have our plastic down for all of our lead containment. We have a cover up here, which is protects us from the weather, but also is compliant for keeping dust control down. So when we get down into here, now this isn't a complete restoration. We're just replacing certain sections in order for the painter to come in and do his restoration work. And in the end, this should look really nice. So we're just being very selective about the pieces that we replace because it's actually quite expensive. So let me show you some of the pieces. Down in here on our cut station here, which we already have set up. So because we're only doing a few pieces at a time, we have to do our demolition, our lead containment, as well as our installation kind of all at the same time in order to preserve that insulation. That's, I think, going to help save time in the overall project. But here are our pieces that we've had custom milled. This is a fir tongue and groove flooring that has been beveled on the face. The back is still flat, and it's designed to fit together like so, just like a regular flooring would fit together. The only difference is with this bevel now, you see this siding line, which matches the existing, and that's what gives it its beveled siding look. So it's a very unique look. This is all original siding from 1909. We're replacing it and doing to make it look exactly original. It's exactly the way that they did it back then, so that we can be assured that we are maintaining the historic value of this home. So the other interesting feature with this siding, because it is a tongue and groove, we also have milled out the back side of the groove, which allows us a little bit of play on each piece of siding, because we are doing a lot of reweave work, and we'll have to match exactly what they have on the home already. So this allows us a little more efficiency. So we've done this. We'll do this custom mill usually in the field. Let me show you some pieces that we've already installed over here on this bay window. What's interesting here is that we've installed our string lines, which allows us a medium point here to measure for our outside miter. It keeps it very consistent all the way out, because this type of siding here will have a tendency to grow or shrink depending on what happens here, so that's why we have this guide. This has all been back caulked on every joint with a Sikaflex, so that it'll never come apart. It'll be surface caulked, surface painted when the painter gets to it. We're maintaining the insulation, keeping that in the bays. We're doing a little bit at a time, so that as our layout continues, it'll actually play into the same layout that's on the rest of the house, because we're doing a lot of reweave. And that's how we do historic siding on this bay window. Okay, so here we are just finishing up. I wanted to show you what we've done on this side of the house of this historic siding restoration. So follow me, we'll show you a couple little close things. This is a really good opportunity to see before what we've done before the painting happens, which actually will happen next spring. So down here you can see all the siding that we've done. This is that, remember, this is that custom fir siding that we had milled up to fit just perfectly. We've had all of our window caps done, and we did some window restoration work. And of course, here's the final look of that concrete that we poured. Remember that? And our siding that ties into it as well. So you can see how much we got into on this particular wall. And then around the corner down here, we also finished off. You can see the concrete finished off very nicely down here. And our corner was done very nicely. So this has all been buttoned up. You remember the original picture? You could see where the wall used to come all the way down, where we cut that off. Trimmed out the door nicely, so now everything works really well. And if you step back this direction, you're going to be able to see, looking up behind me up on this gable end, some more work that we did out here. We got into replacing a lot of the siding on this wall. Took out the upper corbel on the left-hand side up there. Redid some of the window trim in order to make it look right. And this is all just a nice patch-in restoration project ready for paint.